Student, today we are going to start next topic in first chapter, that is gymnosperm diversity. So first we see general introduction about this group gymnosperm. We know that gymnos means naked and sperma means seeds. Most ancient group of seed plants are present in this group. This group is first suggested by Theophrastus in 300 BC. This group includes about 70 genera and 725 species. Engler in 1886 and Sporn in 1965 classified this group gymnosperms in very nicely. Most of the gymnosperms are trees. There are about 500 species of conifers, 100 species of cycadales and 71 species of nettles. Ginkgo biloba is called as a living fossil. It is endemic to China. Conifers occurs worldwide, but predominantly it is in the temperate and alpine regions of the tropics. The nettles consist of 3 living genera, Netum ephedra and Velvestia. The common example of gymnosperms are Cycas, Zamia, Pinus, Citrus, Thuja, Juniperus, Cupressus, Netum, ephedra and Ginkgo. So first we see the sporophyte diversity in gymnosperms. In the life cycle of gymnosperms, sporophyte is the dominant phase. The gymnosperms are woody shrubs and trees. No herbaceous habit is present in gymnosperms. Majority of them are evergreen. They replace their leaves with ferns at the time. Then we must know that is root systems which are present in this gymnosperms. There are 2 kinds of roots in order cycadales. Example Cycas, that is normal taproot system and coralline root system. So first we must know that is what is a normal taproot system. The main taproot is generally thick and short-lived. Its lateral branches are long and thin. Functions of root is anchorage and absorption of water and mineral nutrients. Okay. Then second type, that is coralline roots. These are negatively geotrophic and grows on the surface of soil. They show repeated dichotomous branching and appear as coralline masses. Internally they show algal zone or blue-green algae like Anabina. These algae are helpful in nitrogen fixation. Coralline roots possesses lenticels which help in the respiration. Then second part in sporophytic gymnosperm plant body, that is stem. The stem is columnar, unbranched, thick and slow growing and long-lived. Stem is covered with armor of thick persistent leaf bases. In some species of Cycas and Zamia, in some species stem is tuberous, spherically subterranean and irregularly branched. The general appearance of the arborescens forms is like a small palm. In conifers, stem is erect tall, slow growing. The lateral branches are of two types. First one is long shoots and second one is dwarf shoots or spur shoots. So first we must know that is long shoots. Okay, they grow rapidly on the main stem and many again bear long and dwarf shoots. They bear deeply lobed foliage leaves. Then second, dwarf shoots. They develop in axils of foliage leaves and forms a small crown of foliage leaves. Each year, the leaves present on dwarf shoot are not lobed but they are entire. The long shoot and the dwarf shoot are interconnectable. Reproductive organs are born only on dwarf shoots. In nettles, stem is woody and branched. The branches are of two types, dimorphic long shoots and dwarf shoots. The dwarf shoots bears 1 to 8 pairs of opposite and decussate leaves. Long shoot bears either normal leaves or reduced scale leaves. The nodes are swollen and the branches becomes articulated in many species. Then third point, that is leaf morphology. Branches of limited growth and branches of unlimited growth. These are the two type of leaves presents in sporophytic plant body. So first we see branches of unlimited growth. They grow indefinitely and arise at regular intervals as a lateral bud on the tree trunks. They spread horizontally and give pyramid shape. Branches of unlimited growth, that is these are also called as dwarf shoots or spurs. They have no apical bud, therefore their growth is restricted. Each spur shoot of Pinus bears 1 to 5 needles. These needles are wrapped by thin membranous scales. In Pinus, there are two types of leaves, foliage leaves and scale leaves. So first we must know that is foliage leaves. They are green, auriculated and needle-like. They have become on dwarf shoot. They are persistent and fall only along with the spurs. Then scale leaves are brown, membranous and present both on branches of limited and unlimited growth. They are the only ones born on the shoot of unlimited growth. They are not participating in photosynthesis. They serve to retain the water around the branches. Then we must know reproduction in gymnosperm, that how reproduction can take place in gymnospermic plants. In cycadales, there are two types of reproduction occurs merely: vegetative reproduction and asexual reproduction. First we see how vegetative reproduction takes place in gymnosperms. Okay, this type of reproduction takes place by adventitious buds or bulbils, which are developed all over the stem from base to apex on old plants. Then second type, that is sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction takes place by the formation of male cone or a microsporangiate or strobilus and female cone or megasporangium or female strobilus. There is a variation in the length of the male cone in cycadales. The male cone of cycas do not reach the great length like Zamia and Macrozamia. The Cycas revoluta and Cycas cercinalis are 40 centimeters and 60 centimeters in length, and the male cone of Macrozamia is about 80 centimeters. Sometimes in Cycas cercinalis are produced longer cone and measures about 80 centimeters and more. The smallest cones are occurs in Zamia and measures about 2 centimeters in length. There are some photographs of gymnospermic plants such as Cycas, Cycas male cone, Cycas female cone, then Zamia and Nitum, as well as Ginkgo biloba, Pinus, then Thuja, etc. Okay, thank you.